Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome if you're a first time viewer. I'm Jula the Don, and this is my little tarot channel on YouTube. So I wanted to come outside today, so hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm leaning to the phone, but I'm talking low, so I don't have my neighbors in our business. And then it's raining outside, so of course there's gonna be noise from that and cars driving by and stuff. But I just wanted to check in on our healing. This is the second round of, the healing messages. And it looks like it's the same thing. So a lot of people in this collective, or a lot of people who I'm supposed to reach, are people who are victims of or deal with some kind of childhood trauma. We talked about that in the last message, and then here we have again that sacrifice card next to the child I was meant to be card, and the I won't cry for you card has shown itself again. And the wind is starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm gonna hold these cards down so they don't blow away. So like I said, the sacrifice card and the I won't cry for you card were present in the last reading. And then we have the masquerade card at the bottom of the deck. So this is giving, some of the same type of energies from the last time, but this is talking about the fact that whoever this is for has had to, parade and masquerade around as if nothing was ever wrong with them. And I feel like that child who they were supposed to be is kind of like screaming for the attention and the healing and nurturing that they are owed. And the winds are picking up even more. I like to be in nature doing readings, except for when the winds start picking up. Wind and swords energy for the tarot cards are one and the same, and then rain and cup energy is one and the same, and it's getting heavy. So for me, that's confirmation that we're doing something right. Let me use these cards. I want my hands to be free. So yeah, having to masquerade throughout life as if nothing was wrong with a negative entity. If you can see with the masquerade card, that negative entity attached to one's head, that's like a parasite, and that is having an effect on the actions and the thoughts of whomever it's attached to. It's showing up as a headdress, but that's really a dark entity controlling, like I said, the thoughts and the movements of its host, like a parasite. And the how to heal from this is the question. I feel like there's a battle that may be about to take place, or a confrontation that needs to take place between the victim, and if it wasn't your victimizer or your abuser, it was definitely someone who, strongly contributed to, your victimization, your abuse. And there's a scar there. There's a wound there within you. From and for that person. And it's time for it to be addressed. But, we're not going to jump the gun on anything. We're going to wait on divine timing. Because that's what we were told in the last reading. Divine timing. We don't have to fight this war right now. But this is definitely energies that things will soon need to be addressed in order for you to be able to heal. And then I want to do a special check-in on this masquerade card. Because I feel like you definitely got a battle to fight with this entity that's on you, this parasite that's controlling the movements and your thoughts and things like that. Let's see. Sacrifice card. Can we clarify the sacrifice card? Looking for insight into how the collective can heal from being a sacrificial lamb, or from having to make a sacrifice. Just realizing, let's work on some mathematics first. 7, 8, and I know that this card over here fell out. I'm keeping it right here for a reason. 7 and 8, that's a graduation. 7 plus 8 is 15. The masquerade card is number 15. The difference between 15 and 22 is 7. That's interesting to me. The phases of the moon, half moon, full moon, whatever phase that is, both of those are crescents. But the actual name of the phase, I don't know. The card that jumped out of the deck for the sacrifice card was letting go. The two that's pulled are unlimited possibilities and ascending. So it's definitely going to take power. That's a soldier card and or soldier person on the sacrifice card. So that's a battle within oneself. This is definitely for a battle within oneself about letting go. You may have been sacrificed and you have to let that go. On the flip side of that, something that you have to sacrifice, something that you have to let go of, that you are fighting for or may have been fighting for, you need to let it go, because you're only gonna ascend and the possibilities are endless. It's for your betterment. It's for your good. So if this is a matter of, being guarded and holding on to hurt and pain because you were a sacrificial lamb, you're going to be blessed if you're able to actually and truthfully let it go. Fight that battle. Fight the battle of letting things go. And you're going to be blessed abundantly. The possibilities are endless and unlimited, because that is a graduation. So like I said, the 7 to the 8 is the graduation, stepping into who you were meant to be, because I feel like the armor that you're wearing is holding you down. It's weighing you down, and it's making the ascension that much harder, because you got this armor on, guarding and fighting against something that is not even really present in your life no more. It's something from the past. So that's why you have to let it go. Clarifying the child I was meant to be. Clarifying the child I was meant to be. Bottom of the deck is discernment, home, and self-love. Bottom of the deck is discernment. Under that is sacred space and sexual energy. Yeah, because we already talked about that specific childhood trauma and that incident in the past where somebody, you know, may have sexually abused you. The home being the temple. Loving on yourself. Home is where the heart is with that self-love in the home card. Makes me think of that. With the discernment, I feel like you still need to be a soldier, but you need to discern what battles you should fight and what are not worth it, and that's why you need to let it go. Also, with that sexual energy card, sacred space, you need to have, in this discernment card, you need to have the discernment as to who you are letting into your temple, which is your home, your sacred space, because you've been allowing people, and this is one of the symptoms of childhood sexual abuse. I did a report on this for one of my college papers. One of the symptoms of childhood sexual abuse is hypersexuality in the later years. So now that you're grown, you have to use better discernment with who you are allowing into your body and display self-love with the way that you go about choosing, you know, who you lay down with. And I feel like you need to get back to who you were. If there was a certain energy that you had as a child that is no longer there anymore because of what happened to you, you got to find your way back home. Start tapping back into that energy. Live your life in your later years as if that didn't happen. Who would you have been? Meditate on it. Who would you have been today if what happened yesterday didn't happen to you? And try your best to be that person. Clarifying, I won't cry for you. Clarifying, I won't cry for you. Bottom of the deck, we have grounding. Underneath it, discernment and burden. Reunion of souls and omens. I want one more. Sacred space. So a lot of the same cards keep coming out. Forgiveness is after the burden card. Retreat, honoring your energy, and death. Yeah, death and letting go are kind of one and the same. Reunion of souls. That's deep. Reunion. Reunion. A is something that's happening again. Like I said, it may be a confrontation, a meeting, something may need to be addressed with somebody. If it's not the abuser or the victimizer themselves, it's definitely somebody who you wear a scar from. Omens, omens, omens. There are good omens. There are bad omens. And with that discernment card at the bottom of the deck, you need to be able to tell which one is which. I feel like there's going to be a sign, though. You're definitely going to get a sign of who you're worthy to reunite with this reunion of souls. Because while you're on a healing journey, whoever this reunion of souls energy is showing up for, maybe somebody who needs to heal as well. This could be within self, though. The old soul of the child who you were meant to be, and your soul currently, as being a survivor of abuse and victimization, may need to reunite because they seem to be different. For the women out there, you may need to get into some yoni healing. I know a lady who has good yoni eggs and good yoni pearls. I know a lot of people don't like to use those. I've never had a problem with them. I vouch for them. I could definitely connect anyone who's interested in getting her information. Sacred space is also the home. This is deep. You need to be on the lookout for signs. Somebody from the past who may have victimized you may be coming back around, and you'll get an omen, you'll get a sign of whether they, are good to go, when it comes to reunion. And it does say forgiveness. So, but forgiveness doesn't mean to stay engaged with them, because the retreat card is also here. But this could also be, whether you or y'all or them having to retreat it from one another in order to heal, because somebody had to go away and deal with the pain and heal from the pain of their childhood trauma. Let's go ahead and check in with this masquerade card, and then we're going to wrap it up. Masquerade card. What energies of healing do we have? Because I want to address this entity that's attached to the viewer, because it's trying to pose as a headdress, like a crown, but it's really a dark entity, and I want to call it out. What's the healing energies for the viewer, for the collective? What's the healing energies? How can we heal, and how can we banish this dark entity from either ourselves, our loved ones, or people who are negatively impacting our lives and energy? Bottom of the deck, new beginnings. It's all good. Truth, burden, psychic development. That goes hand in hand with the discernment. Stripping illusions. Retreat. I hope y'all could see them cards. Changes. discernment and struggle. Burden, retreat, and struggle. I feel like what's going on, and let me look at the bottom of the deck again. New beginnings, healing energy, masculine energy, growth. Okay. I'm feeling this is for this energy is coming to me in two different ways. For self, we're going to talk about self first. Psychic development goes hand in hand with the discernment, like I said, because you got to be able to see the truth in people. I'm hearing falling in love with people's potential. Kind of like a trauma bonding thing, like bonding with people who have some of the same type of issues you have, and thinking or feeling or believing that they are willing to change and they are willing to heal, but they may not be. So you need to be able to see the truth in people and strip away the illusions and use discernment, especially for the women when it deals with, whatever type of masculine energy that you're letting into your sacred space, your home, your life. They may be bringing burdens and struggle, so it's time to leave that alone. The kind of energy that you bring into your body, into your sacred space, your home, is going to have a grand effect and impact on your life. When you start strengthening that spirit and that psychic ability, utilizing your discernment and stripping the illusions away from people, you're going to see who they really are and then be able to impact some changes in your own life. And it may not be easy, but it's damn sure going to be worth it. And if you want things to be good in your life, then that's going to be necessary to do. All right. And this might be three people that I'm seeing it, not three people, but three groups of people that I'm seeing it for. For people who are dealing with, a feminine and masculine energy, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with gender, but feminine and masculine energy that were once in a union and you guys had to retreat from one another because you both have healing journeys to go on. There's a new beginning coming through once the healing energy has taken over, especially for this masculine energy, because this masculine energy needs growth for sure. The masculine energy needs to put a stop with the foolishness, creating burdens and struggle in your life, running in and out of your life with the retreat card. And you do this because I don't want to say you don't know better, because I definitely believe that you do, but some of the scars that you have from your childhood trauma, kind of that dark entity kind of, like I said, controls your thoughts, controls your movements, and sways you to stay in an energy that's not good for you, because it's kind of what you're used to. It's kind of what you know. So it's like feeling comfortable in a state of being victimized. Whole time you're not comfortable being a victim. So there's healing that needs to be done on both sides, so you can be able to use your discernment and use your psychic ability to strip illusions and see what the truth is and what it's not. Because for some people it is to leave a masculine energy, feminine energy, however it goes, to resonate how it resonates. But for some of you all, it's to leave a situation alone and let it go and retreat. And some of you all, it is that the healing energy is going to bring forth a new beginning. Now, the third scenario I'm seeing is kind of the same type of deal, but this is for a masculine energy. A masculine energy, in whatever ways they were traumatized as a child, has a dark entity attached to them that blinds their third eye. They're not and do not use their discernment and psychic ability to strip the illusions. And I believe that they fall for a lot of foolishness when it comes to their relationships as well. They find themselves burdened, and they find themselves struggling because I don't believe that they can see the truth. And there's a change coming, a new beginning that's going to heal the masculine energies. I feel like childhood trauma is not being addressed. And as a collective and as a whole, we have a duty to ourselves. And we have a duty, you know, as parents, brothers, sisters, families, friends, to help each other heal. Because if we don't heal ourselves, we can't, the community as a whole and the world as a whole won't heal. And it's just going to get worse. But it may get worse before it gets better, because once you start digging up old issues, especially like I said, confrontations or conversations or things being addressed, everybody's not ready. Everybody is not ready to heal. Everybody's not ready to take accountability for some of the scars that they put on people. And if you are addressing things and confronting things and having conversations about things, and people are not ready, you know, to heal with you, apologize, you know, try to right the wrongs, even acknowledge their wrongs, then you've said your piece. And that's where that letting go card comes in at. You got to just let it go, because you don't want to burden yourself, you know the truth. So what the cards say, it's all good. You don't want to burden yourself trying to, you know, fight for the truth to be heard. That people know the truth. They know what's going on, no matter how they try to distort it, no matter what type of illusion they try to paint, no matter how they try to run from the truth with the retreat card. Change is a struggle within itself, and we oftentimes struggle to change, but we definitely have to if we want that new beginning. So let's work on healing. All right, y'all, I'm about to go eat. Goodbye.